In the internet free stuff, someone was giving away PVRs, and I had gone for a PVR on my bike for a good distance before. I just had found a little tiny drive, so I was trying to research it, and there's one here that actually did have a big drive in it. So spoilers is I did get a 1 terabyte drive that seems to be functioning properly, so that made it worth my while. But other than that, um, I guess it's good for maybe some electronic parts, although not a lot. They're pretty specialized, and you need a lot of rework equipment, which I don't have to really use, like flash chips, etc. So, of course, they've got these proprietary screws, and these nibs worked on one of the 3 units that had basically some sort of octagonal star pattern with a sort of a raised center. The cooperative unit only had a small PATA drive as opposed to a SATA drive, and it's not particularly useful to me. So I wasted way too much time trying to figure out how to get these screws out. And one thing that you could maybe do is I've got one of these rotary tools, and with these wheels here, you can basically make a minus pattern out of any particular screw, so you can unscrew it with like a minus sided screwdriver. It actually helps for these wheels be worn down more because they're easier for a smaller screw the smaller they are. I didn't want to have to go to my condo's storage locker and have to go down and do all the moving around to get the rotary tool. Also, as it have metal shavings all over the place. So what I decided to do was just see if I could wiggle around the metal until it detaches from the screws, and that actually worked. But you have to be careful not to destroy the drive or anything else that you want as you do that. Also, don't cut yourself on this. It's just incredible how much sheet metal this particular unit had for whatever reason. So this is the big score, was a Seagate 1 terabyte SATA drive from the Nextbox 9 whatever 1000 unit. I'd say the typical used price of one of these drives is $20. So basically I just had to walk a little bit and pick this stuff up. In fact, it was close to my last free video. So this is the backside of the score drive. And both of these drives had some warranty tape that was sort of sticky, and just being perfectionist, I got it off. One of my methods is using a white eraser. Usually if you wiggle it around, it sort of absorbs it into it and then it flakes away. This is a small PATA drive. It was super, super dirty, and it wouldn't surprise me if there's something wrong with it. The backside showed some signs of potential water damage. If you look at the very center where the wires go to the circuit board, behind there, in that area, you can see some darkness and some possible corrosion. So this is the PVR box that had the smaller drive. You can see the PATA ribbon cable there. This is some cute scrap out of the better box, and that's just some sort of nice little fan that was dirty as hell. And also that's some sort of IR receiver module, which is similar to an Arduino one. You could probably build around it. So this is the main board out of the better box. And again, I don't know how much that I could ever use. You got some capacitors there, maybe some small SMT parts. This is the underside of that same board. So I decided that this drive would be useful for Blender output, and my second computer does the Blender output. Then I thought, since I almost never actually do this, I shouldn't have it spinning all the time just to never get used. So if it was an external drive, I could just turn it on when I needed to use it. So this all made it an external drive. This was, again, a free case. Somebody was giving away a SATA enclosure. So this is the SATA enclosure with nothing in it. I guess this one's designed for either a PATA or a SATA, and I never really thought about that until today, but it does appear to be the case. So here's the good drive in that SATA enclosure installed. So I can't guarantee these new parts have anything wrong with them. And for that reason, I always test them with the cheapest possible setup. In this case, this one is on Wi-Fi. It's not connected to any other equipment by network or any other means. So this is the Odroid Raspberry Pi clone on Wi-Fi, and here you can see that it's identified the disk and its partitions, which is a good sign. So this is the partition table using a GPT partition table, and it seems to include Linux formatted partitions. I didn't try too hard, but I found what I thought were the recorded whatever video, but they did not play back, and perhaps that's because they're encrypted and they get decrypted on the fly as if they were the original recordings. I don't know. Here I used Linux fdisk to destroy the partition table, create a DOS partition table with one NTFS partition for Windows 7 to then format. Here I am in Windows 7, and it's discovering a device named the hard drive. I suppose maybe it echoes it from the whatever the chip is in there. And what I'm doing is I'm using Windows 7 to do the format with the not the quick format, but the long format, so that it will try to enumerate bad blocks. And then when you do a check disk later, it'll say how many are in bad blocks. So I'm expecting to see 0 in bad blocks. That's kind of the goal. I mean, it's obviously working, but I haven't verified the drive is perfect yet. So it's going to take all night. Thanks for watching.